Hey guys, Rich here, and I'd like to talk to you about how a New York jury found Daniel Penny not guilty and how it has Manhattan buzzing, the nation debating, and the media gearing up for a firestorm. Did justice prevail, or did the system just dodge another bullet? Penny is the guy who went to trial for criminally negligent homicide and second-degree manslaughter for putting a mentally ill homeless man into a chokehold on a New York, more specifically Manhattan subway train, because he was threatening to kill people around him and was starting to get violent, frightening the other passengers that he was threatening. The charges could have landed Penny in prison for years. Well, after debating for several days, the jury came back with a not guilty verdict on the criminally negligent homicide charge. The DA even threw out the manslaughter charge because they couldn't get a verdict. They were deadlocked. So Daniel Penny, the Marine veteran, walked out of court a free man after being charged with killing Jordan Neely in the subway chokehold incident. This case went viral for all the wrong reasons, and now the verdict is in. Embrace yourselves because the fallout is going to be wild. You may not know this, but this case was prosecuted by none other than soft-on-crime libnut Alvin Bragg, the same woke DA who had a rigged trial against Donald Trump in the hush money case. So in this case, he went after who many are calling a hero who protected a lot of passengers who were being threatened in a subway car. Too many New Yorkers know that they can't even ride the subway anymore because crime is so out of control. Bragg's case against Daniel Penny is a textbook example of anarcho-tyranny that Mark Andreessen aptly describes as a social condition characterized by a combination of anarchy and tyranny where the government is simultaneously ineffective at enforcing laws against criminal behavior and overly oppressive against law-abiding citizens. Now, that sounds an awful lot like something that all the Soros DAs were doing around the country. They were very soft on crime, and at the same time, they went after innocent people, many of whom were the victims of the crime, defending themselves, like the McCluskeys in Missouri. Remember that case? With this type of justice system, what happens is innocent people like Trump, Penny, and many others are slammed with a very intense prosecution that might include illegal actions taken by the prosecutors to get their man, if you will. Is this the end of subway safety debates or just the beginning of the next culture war? That's a big question. First, the charges. Penny faced criminally negligent homicide and second-degree manslaughter, charges that could have landed him in prison for at least 5 years. Instead, a Manhattan jury said, nah, siding with Penny's defense that he was protecting others on that crowded F train in May 2023. But here's the problem with all of this that the media is not going to talk about. Alvin Bragg threw out the second-degree manslaughter charge, which was the predication on the criminally negligent homicide. Now, what does that mean? In other words, you can't prosecute against criminally negligent homicide without first prosecuting and getting a guilty plea for the second-degree manslaughter charge first. The manslaughter charge was the basis for the criminally negligent homicide charge. The chaos created by Alvin Bragg was a Looney Tunes cluster you-know-what and is a mockery of the criminal justice system in New York. So why did the jury side with Penny despite watching a frame-by-frame video of the incident that was caught on camera? The answer says a lot about New York City today. Witnesses painted Neely as terrifying, describing his behavior as satanic and threatening. One woman even barricaded her child behind a stroller in sheer panic. Neely's muffin-filled pocket might have been his only weapon, but the atmosphere on that train was pure chaos. But this case's conclusion is an indication of a lot more than just a jury seeing through all the nonsense that Alvin Bragg made of the case. This jury verdict, I think, will be the beginning of the end of woke Marxist prosecutions. What I mean by that is the Marxist model has never dealt with the details of things. They break everything down into two groups, the haves and the have-nots, or the oppressors and the oppressed, if you will. And all these woke Soros DA's jobs had less to do with proving someone broke the law and more to do with creating empathy and in large part societal anger by making it appear that someone who has a normal life, i.e. the oppressor, did something wrong to someone who was struggling through no fault of their own, mind you, the oppressed. That's the Marxist model. The jury saw through that, thank God. And now this case will bring a spotlight to future DA endeavors to go after innocent people for political reasons and have to actually prosecute criminals instead. And Lord knows there are plenty of criminals doing their thing in cities where woke Soros DAs work. And I believe that this is the beginning of the end of the BLM era movement as far as it being taken seriously by serious people. For example, here's BLM leader Hawk Newsom, who naturally argued that this case from the very beginning was a case about racism, even though many of the people on that train who Penny stepped up to protect were Black Americans. But I believe this nonsense will no longer be tolerated because it's so ugly with falsehoods spewed by grifters like Hawk Newsom. Give it a watch.
We need some Black vigilantes.
That's right.
People want to jump up and choke us and kill us for being loud. How about we do the same?
He's threatening
when they
America.
Attempt to oppress us.
Right.
I'm tired.
Yeah, we're all tired of that kind of rhetoric that does nothing but stoke anger, anxiety, and violence. Guys, it's on us, the American people, to make sure woke prosecutions become a relic of the past. They reveal a lot about our society and the way justice should really work in this country. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.